Hey, here we are again. This is Christy Mattoon with Rewire. Thank you again for being here. Subscribe, share, like. I always appreciate that. Please leave comments because it gives me ideas for what to do next, which is why I'm actually doing this. So we're talking about mindset and what is it. This is mindset video number 2. And I'm going to take you through a little something, and I'm hoping my board doesn't appear backwards when this actually plays, but I'm not sure how to change that. So until I figure out how to do that, this is what we've got. So we talked about mindset a little bit before, and that mindset's energy, that your mindset's based on your beliefs, and your beliefs are what you see show up in your life, and that's how that works. So if you're trying to change your mindset and you're using affirmations, or you're just using the power of thought and you're not getting there, what we discussed in the last video is you're missing something. And the question is, what is it that you're missing? But let's backtrack a little bit and try and understand this a little bit more. So the mind, you have to understand what the mind is first of all, right? So if we're talking about a mindset, what is the mind? So we have a brain that's in your head. You have a heart, which has a brain that's in your chest. And you have a gut, which has a brain that's in your stomach. These 3 brains were taught by Newtonian physics and by the doctors and people that we talk to are separate pieces, and that they're parts of your body. And in reality, they're not. They're all one unit. They work in correlation with each other. And if they're in coherence, if they are in coherence with each other, the whole system works totally differently than if you're working through parts and pieces. So if I'm trying to live my life by thought, I live one way. If I'm trying to live my life through my heart, I live another way. If I live my life based on my gut, I live a totally different way. When the 3 are functioning and working together in total coherence the way they're supposed to, you get a totally different production in your life. So it's partly physical. The head, the heart, and the gut, right? The brain, the heart, and the gut, they are physical organs inside your body. They are made of matter. Yes? Okay? There's also an energy part of this. The brain has energy to it. The heart gives off energy. The heart does way more than most people have any idea. And when you start to recognize the function, not only the neurites outside of the heart, which we never really knew about until recently, there's also things that go on inside the space of the heart, the point of the heart, the ray of light, the eye of the needle, whatever you want to call it. That point has a whole different energy system to it that in coherence gives you a different life. Okay, so just stick with me here. We're going to get to that part. The gut also produces and has its own neurites. It has its neurites. It produces its own neurochemicals. The gut, we know, produces more neurochemicals, some of them, than your brain does. But we medicate the brain for the issues that we think are brain issues, depression, anxiety. They're not brain issues. They're gut issues. And if we address the gut, we can actually take care of them more easily than if we keep addressing the brain. Okay, when these 3 are in alignment and they're doing their jobs, because each one of them has a different function, you get a whole different production in your life. My head stores information, right, for our purposes and what we're talking about right now. It's the neuroplastic, the neural pathways, the neurology that goes on that carries through your system. So there's that part of it. Your heart is a different piece of that same neurology. It's connected. They're not separate. They work in correlation with each other. So your heart produces its own set of neurochemicals, and it gives the feedback to the system. And your heart actually gives your brain more feedback than your brain gives your heart. It's an interesting thing to know. Your heart gives your brain more feedback than your brain gives your heart. Your gut produces its own neurochemicals. It's also connected to the brain. And they give each other feedback, the gut and the brain and the gut. They give each other feedback based on what's going on in your external environment. The heart gives feedback based on what's going on your internal environment. So 2 separate functions, but they work together to give you an experience. The heart gives you information based on internal. Gut gives you information based on your external environment. Okay, so follow the trail here. Your mind, and we're talking about mindset, is a non-local phenomenon. The mind is not defined anywhere inside the body. If you look at a brain map, you're not going to find the mind anywhere. It's not located. It's not locatable. It's an external phenomenon located outside of your body, which means it's pure energy. It doesn't have a physical component. It's pure energy. And when you use your mind by way of thought through your brain, feeling through your heart, and understanding through your gut, there's a whole cycle that goes on there. The mind is outside the body. It'll give you those aha moments. People think it's part of the spirit. It's part of the experience that we just don't really have a whole lot of relationship to because we weren't taught to. We talk about it, change your mindset. Most people think it's changing your thoughts inside your brain. While that will help, if you actually changed your mindset first, that non-local part of you, if you got in contact with that, it would change everything automatically. We have the right idea, we're going about it the wrong way. Okay? So all of this practice becomes your reality. All of this put into practice becomes your reality. And if you can send a coherent signal through this channel, right, which is your brain, your heart, and your gut, or your gut, your heart, and your brain, depending on which direction you're looking at it, if you can send a coherent signal, everything gets easier, right? So think about the actions and efforts that you put into whatever it is you're doing. Are those actions and efforts based on, what are they based on? Think about it for a second. Are they based on purely thought and what you think? Are they based out of your head? Are they based on pure emotion, pure raw emotion and what you're feeling? Or is there some correlation between them that you can actually tap into on a deeper level and get better movement faster or bigger movement faster? So your actions and your effort equal your thought and intention. They come from your thought and your intention. It's kind of the same idea. Your actions and effort equal your thought and intention. They have to match, okay? I want you to think about this for a second. If I have a mindset that's based on thoughts, those thoughts produce a feeling inside my body. That's what happens. You think a thought, your body produces a feeling. That's how most people think it works. And then you go into action. And then there's your reality. So my mindset is based on my thoughts. I'm thinking something. I produce this feeling in my body. I go into action and I'm walking around based on whatever it is I'm feeling. Anger, frustration. I feel like I'm suffering. Whatever the word is you put to it. And then you're in action based on that feeling because of the way you're thinking. Okay, do you understand? If, same idea, we go through the mindset. If your mindset is based on the feeling, and you produce an action based on that feeling. So let's say I'm feeling compassion and I'm feeling love, I'm feeling gratitude. It gives you a new way to think. It gives you a new way to think because I'm feeling it differently. I have a new way to think. This is what I was talking about in the first video. This is the one thing I think most protocols are missing is this feeling part of it. There's not enough emphasis if they are talking about it. It is the first action. It is the first thing that we should be doing and recognizing before even worrying about the rest of this stuff. If you listen to the first video, I was reading off everything that was in Google about mindset, and not one thing mentioned feeling. You can't have a healthy mindset. You can't be in a coherent state and send a coherent signal if you're not engaging the feeling part and understanding that the feeling itself, the chemicals you're producing in your body, are driving an action and seeding your thoughts. And if you draw it out on a timeline, which way does it go? I think, I feel, I act? Or do you feel and then act and then think in response? Think about that for a second because you have total control over it. And that's one of the things you have to understand is the power and control that we actually have in all of this. It will work both ways. The system will do it any way you desire. It surely will. And you get to decide which way to do it. Comment below. Let me know what you think about this. And let me know what you're doing to act on it. I'm going to do another video to show you how to get into a high level feeling quick and how to start to train yourself to stay in that feeling. It's a huge part of this mindset game. And if you don't get this piece, you're going to continue to struggle. And we keep hearing people in this world, in this realm of mindset and change and subconscious stuff, talking about how the earth is changing so quick and how we're advancing into a whole different polarity. And if you don't get to this vibration, you're going to be stuck in the other one. And however you think about that stuff, wherever you're at on that notion, you don't want to be stuck in the other one. We've been stuck long enough. Let's get unstuck and find this healthy vibration, okay? I hope this helps. Let me know below. Please share this video, comment with whatever. Contact me at Christy@Rewire. If you're ready to get unstuck, definitely contact me. I can help you move forward exponentially faster in private sessions. Blessings and peace, and I will talk to you soon.